I'm so glad that you are all joining us for today's webinar on getting ready for Abilene Gives 2024. First thing I would like to do is introduce myself. My name is Rory Freeman. I am the project manager for Abilene Gives, and I've really been enjoying working with the Community Foundation of Abilene to gear up for our Giving Day. We really want to provide you with a positive Giving Day experience, and I look forward to being here to support them and you all along the way. I'm also joined by my colleague Katie and her dog Wilson, who is also a project manager here at Bonterra, and she will be here to help monitor our chat and our Q&A throughout the presentation. This is the CFA team. You may recognize some of these friendly faces. They've been working really hard behind the scenes to set you all up for success during Abilene Gives. So yep, these are faces you may know, and these are all people that you can reach out to throughout this process as we get ready for our Giving Day. So just a few housekeeping notes before we jump into the presentation. This webinar is being recorded, so you'll be able to revisit the presentation at your convenience or share it with someone else who wasn't able to attend today. You're all set to be on mute to keep the noise levels at a minimum, but we really do encourage questions. So just take a moment to locate that Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, and we'll save time at the end to address your questions. It's better if you can put them through the Q&A just so they don't get lost in chat. So just so you know, that's probably the preference, but of course, we'll prompt you to chat in throughout too, so we can keep this engaging. And with that being said, if you'd like to take some time now to write into the chat and let us know what organization you're representing today, and if you have participated in Abilene Gives before, or if this is your first time participating, we would love to know that. Okay. So with that, let's jump in. This is a quick summary of what we're going to cover today. We'll be going over everything from the basics of Abilene Gives 2024, an overview, and then we'll talk about how to register and set up your profile. And then we are going to end with a quick checklist of your next steps, and we'll have a Q&A. There is a lot of good information in this presentation, so just a friendly reminder that the slides and the recording will be available on our site later for your review. Okay, before diving into this year's presentation, I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the awesome results from last year. So during Abilene Gives 2023, over $2 million were raised by 3,727 donors for 170 organizations. This is a major accomplishment, and we're hoping to build on last year's success this year. So as an overview of Abilene Gives 2024, I'll start with the basics. Abilene Gives is a 12-hour giving day taking place online at abilenegives.org. It takes place on May 7th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Central. For Abilene Gives, each nonprofit organization will conduct their own unique campaign to market and share with their supporters. All participating nonprofits will need to register and complete their profile, which, don't worry, I'll cover both of those processes shortly. But participants in Abilene Gives are going to receive exponential visibility generated by their own marketing efforts to spread awareness about the day, paired with the efforts of the CFA. So by being a part of the momentum of Abilene Gives and leveraging the tools available to you, your organization has the potential to reach a brand new audience of supporters. In order to participate, organizations must be an IRS-recognized tax-deductible nonprofit and in compliance with state solicitation requirements. Additionally, you'll need to be able to accept ACH deposit transfers into a valid checking account. This is how you raise funds during Abilene Gives. An exciting benefit to participating in Abilene Gives is the opportunity to participate in friendly competition via leaderboards, and you can win prizes throughout the day. And the CFA is also raising money in an amplification fund, which will be shared with all participating organizations. There'll be more information on the amplification fund later in this presentation. And then finally, importantly, to provide the maximum number of opportunities for supporters to get involved and donate, donations are going to open early on the website on April 29th at 12 a.m. Central, and then they're going to close on May 8th at the very end of the day at 11:59 p.m. So just a little bit more into the benefits of participating in Abilene Gives. So by participating, your organization has the opportunity to learn how to utilize new digital fundraising tools and take advantage of fundraising resources that are available year-round on our site. Bonterra and the CFA provide numerous resources on general fundraising geared specifically towards Abilene Gives, but you can access those resources to provide year-round inspiration and best practices for fundraising, engagement, and stewardship. Participating in Abilene Gives provides the opportunity for your organization to re-engage and strengthen relationships with your existing supporters, as well as gain new donors and supporters. For example, Abilene Gives can present an opportunity for volunteers to assist with marketing or peer-to-peer fundraising efforts, and these things all allow your supporters to engage with your organization at a higher level. By participating, you're also capitalizing on the momentum of the day, getting your organization in front of new audiences, and participating means that you're combining your marketing efforts with the CFA's, and this is going to provide exponential visibility for all participating organizations. Abilene Gives can also be a way to reach other internal goals that your organization has. We encourage all participating organizations to identify some goals that go beyond dollars raised that Abilene Gives may help you achieve. For example, can you use Abilene Gives to increase volunteer participation or increase social media followers, or perhaps enhance stewardship programs? Additionally, because there are prize and match incentives on the day, this is an incredible motivator for donors. Donors are going to be incentivized to make a greater impact on the day, knowing that their dollars go further thanks to sponsor matches and prize opportunities. And I would love to hear in the chat from organizations that have utilized Abilene Gives in past years to reach internal goals, whether that was dollars or donors or social media followers. We would love to hear in the chat the kinds of goals that Abilene Gives has helped you achieve in previous years if you've participated. Okay, now that I've covered the basics, I would just like to tell you a little bit about Bonterra, who we are. Our mission is to power those who power social impact. So we are Abilene Gives technology partner. We are going to provide the platform where you're going to register and complete your profile. And each year you'll be able to log in and use the same account to manage your participation in future giving days with Abilene Gives. We strive to make registering and completing your profile as easy and enjoyable as possible. And we're going to be covering those processes here in just a little bit. Not only do we strive to make your experience of participating as seamless as possible, we are also dedicated to providing the ultimate donor experience. So in addition to providing a secure, reliable, and easy to use method of donating, all donors are automatically receipted immediately upon making their donation. And here at Bonterra, we really encourage you to think of us as an extension of your team. We provide a dedicated support team to help you, your fundraisers, your donors. We're here to answer questions. We have a help center where you can access thousands of support articles 24/7. And we also have a blue chat bubble that you'll see on the Abilene Gives website where you can reach out to our in-person chat team. Do you want to make the note that we are in the process of becoming Bonterra? So you may see the word GiveGab, you may see the word Bonterra. Those are both us. None of these internal changes change your participation in Abilene Gives, nor the tools that you have access to, and we are still here delivering the same customer love. Okay, so one of the top priorities at Bonterra is security and reliability. So to ensure this, Bonterra partners with Stripe. This is a PCI Level 1 payment processor, which ensures secure donation processing. Donor payment information is never revealed or saved within Bonterra, but instead passed securely through to Stripe for processing. When a donor gives to your organization, funds are deposited directly into your bank account within 5 to 7 business days. In order to become verified to receive donations, your organization must have a bank account that can accept ACH transfers. When setting up your direct deposit, your information will be securely passed through and verified by Stripe. Additionally, Bonterra verifies that all participating organizations are verified as IRS and state-recognized nonprofits. By doing this, we ensure that donors can feel confident that they're giving to who they think they are. So I did want to note that Stripe has recently implemented some new requirements for bank accounts and representatives. So on February 28th, you may see a button appear in your nonprofit dashboard that says update required information. You must make these required updates before April 16th in order to be able to accept donations beginning on April 29th. So this does mean if you've already registered and you've copied over your existing bank account information and your representative information, or if you're new this year, but you have gone through the registration process, you may have to go back into the dashboard and update the information. So I highly encourage you to make notes of these dates. And as soon as possible after the 28th, go into your dashboard, see if you are one of those nonprofits that will be required to update their information. If so, you're going to see this update required information box. And then make sure you make those necessary changes before April 16th, so your donatability is not impacted and you're able to accept donations when early giving begins on April 29th. We are going to be sharing a lot more information about this, so keep an eye out for emails coming from Bonterra, as well as any communications from the CFA. We'll be here to help through this whole process. So in case you are impacted by these upcoming requirements, know that we are here to support along the way. But yeah, just keep an eye on these dates so you're aware of when those changes are coming into place in case they impact you. Okay, so Bonterra provides a simple donation process to ensure that the donor experience is easy and enjoyable. All major credit cards are accepted. Additionally, donors who make a gift in the amount over $100 can make their gift by directly logging into their online bank account, and this allows them to take advantage of lower processing fees. We'll talk about those fees a little bit more later, but do know that encouraging donors who are making those larger gifts over $100, if they pay through their bank account, they will have a lower fee rate. Also, when exploring AbileneGives.org, donors will have the option to add multiple donations to their gift basket. So this provides an easy way to keep track of the organizations they want to give to while exploring additional organizations throughout the site. When it comes time to check out, they'll have the option to easily view their gift basket and complete their donations. They can seamlessly check out, giving up to 10 organizations in one transaction. We process all of our transactions securely using our payment processor, Stripe, which, as mentioned earlier, is a PCI Level 1 compliant payment processor. And this is the highest level of compliance available. Although our donation process is simple, easy to use, we understand that questions can come up, and we know how important it is to have support available during the critical moments of a donor actually making their gift. So because of this, we have chat support available right within the donation form for easy access, and our support team will be there to help every step of the way. Transparent donations. So when donors give through Abilene Gives, they will have the option to cover the donation processing fees in the last step of the donation form. This is totally optional to donors. However, we find that historically 74% of donors on average will cover fees during a giving day. And this means that it only costs 74 cents per $100 raised online. So although there is always a cost to raising funds online, donors aren't always aware of these costs. And by providing transparency around our fees, most donors we find are willing to cover them to ensure that their recipient organization receives 100% of their intended donation. So let's get specific on those fees. Associated with Abilene Gives, when making a gift via credit card, the fees are a 3% platform fee, and then an additional 2.5% plus 30-cent transaction fee associated with your credit card. So the total fee amount in that case would be 5.5% plus a 30-cent flat rate fee if you're making a donation via credit card. For donations that exceed $100, donors have the option to give via credit card, which applies those same fees there, or they can pay directly through their bank account, as I previously mentioned. So in that case, the fees associated with that method are our GiveGab platform fee, that's that 3% rate, plus a flat $3 bank fee. So then the total fee rate is just that base 3% plus a $3 flat rate. So donors who are giving in these larger amounts, I think, appreciate having this option to save on fees. And like we saw earlier, 74% of our donors historically do cover those fees. So yeah, keep these numbers in mind as they will impact every donation that's made. Okay, on this slide, you'll see an example of our gift basket feature that I mentioned earlier. So donors can add organizations to their gift basket and then continue browsing the site. We can add organizations to the gift basket by selecting the option on each organization's profile, or within the donation form, you can select add another organization and add up to 10 to check out in one transaction. So this makes it easy for donors to support multiple organizations in one smooth transaction. Once donors have made their gift, they will immediately receive a thank you email that comes from your organization's main contact listed in the Bonterra platform. This thank you letter can be customized to include a special message from your organization, and we'll cover more details on how to personalize this a little bit later in today's presentation. Because the thank you email will include your organization's EIN and donor's donation amount, this receipt does serve as a tax-deductible receipt for your donors. There are analytics available to you in your nonprofit dashboard. At the top of your dashboard, just beneath where it says Abilene Gives 2024, you'll see a button called Analytics. There you'll find helpful stats on your donor and dollar amounts. You'll see fee coverage rates and other important donor insights, as well as the ability to look at year-over-year comparisons, which I think is always very interesting to do. So I really highly encourage you to explore this tab. And if you've participated in previous years, you can see your previous year's data there as well. And I hope you'll find that data to be interesting and useful. Okay, so before I dive into more specifics, how we're going to register for Abilene Gives, I just want to highlight that we have a dedicated customer support team that is available to help answer your questions. I wanted to highlight that in our chat, our support team is assigned tickets based on the shortest SLA, or service level agreement, response time. So for example, most tickets that come in are assigned a general SLA, and there we aim to answer tickets within 2 business days. Our Giving Day partners have a shorter response time as their questions tend to be more pertinent, and we aim to answer Giving Day partner questions within 2 business hours. So when supporting your Giving Day, the tickets related to Giving Day will be assigned out to teammates first to ensure the quickest responses. But it is important to note that these are target response times. There may be factors outside of our control that affect this response rate. However, we really do strive to be as quick and efficient as possible when answering your questions. And you should see when you go into that chat bubble an expected response time, which we hope you'll find helpful. In addition to our live chat support, we offer hundreds of support articles that are also available online 24/7. There's an extensive blog, and within the Abilene Gives website, you'll find resources that may help you in setting up your profile as well. If you'd like to get in touch with our customer success team, you can do that via the blue chat bubble, or you can send an email to customersuccess@givegab.com. And just want to note that our team is here to help you succeed. So just remember, no question is too small or too big to ask. Okay, now let's dive into how to register for Abilene Gives 2024. Okay, so to register, you'll start by navigating to abilenegives.org, and there you'll select this pink Register Now button on the landing page. After selecting Register Now, you'll be taken to the organization search page. If you've participated in a Giving Day on the platform in the past, you'll see your organization appear in the search results once you type your organization's name, and there you can select Participate to be taken to the registration survey. If your organization is new to the Giving Day platform and it's not appearing in the search results, scroll down. Once you've typed in your name, you'll see the option, Don't see your organization listed, Add my organization. So click that. And then when adding your organization's information, you'll be asked basic stuff like your organization's name, address, and logo. Once you've selected Participate or you've added your organization's information, you'll be taken to the registration survey, where you'll be asked to provide some additional information about your organization in order to participate. Once you've completed these questions, you'll pay the registration fee. Currently, early bird registration is open. February 29th is the last day wherein you'll qualify for a lower rate registration fee. So this fee is going to increase during regular registration, which will occur between March 1st and March 31st. And then the fee rate will go up again during the late registration period, which is between April 1st and 16th. April 16th is when registration closes. So my recommendation is to get in there as soon as you can and start setting up your profile. Once you've entered in your payment information, select register to complete registration. And upon submitting that registration, you will immediately receive a confirmation and a receipt. So if you are returning, once you've submitted your registration, wow, registration is apparently a very hard word for me to say this morning, and I think I'm going to have to say it a lot more times, so bear with me. Once you have completed it, you will have the option to copy over your profile if you've participated from a previous year. So this will enable you to simply update existing content rather than start from scratch. You can copy over last year's profile and then make any adjustments or updates. Again, I do want to note that even if your bank account information has automatically carried over, you may be one of those groups that has to update their required information based on these upcoming Stripe changes. So again, as of February 28th, just get back in that dashboard, even if you've completed all of this, and just make sure you don't have that update required information button coming, as well as look out for all of our communications surrounding that topic. Okay, so now that we've walked through how to register for Abilene Gives, we'll walk through each step to completing your profile to ensure that it is Giving Day ready. So once you've completed registration, you'll be taken to your Giving Day dashboard. This will be your home base for managing your profile for Abilene Gives. Each blue box represents an area of your profile that has yet to be completed, and each green check mark represents an area of your profile that is complete. In order to set up your profile for success, we recommend that you complete each section of your profile. Over the next couple minutes, we're going to cover each of these steps in more depth. Before that, though, I do want to highlight the way that you can add additional members of your team to your organization's profile so they can help manage your nonprofit and your profile. So in order to do that, go into your organization's dashboard and look at the menu on the left-hand side. Expand the Manage Organization tab, then click Add Administrator. A pop-up will appear that will allow you to enter the first name, last name, and email address of the person you want to add to the dashboard. Okay, so though you'll see 3 permission levels here, you actually just have 2 options for the level of access you want to provide. This first note, Group Fund Member, is the first option you'll see. However, it's outdated. We have it on our roadmap to remove that. For now, please just ignore that option and select one of the following. So you can give your admin full admin access. This level of access allows them to create campaigns, events, they can edit them, they can edit your profile, they can invite fundraisers, they can message fundraisers and donors, they can invite other admins, they can edit Giving Day profiles, they can create new profiles. So this gives them everything. Importantly, full admin access also allows you to view donation data. Alternatively, you can set a lower level of access, which is Profile Editor. Profile editors only have the ability to edit the content that will appear on your organization's profile page. So when considering how you'll have your teammates help you, think about what kind of access they want, and then you can provide it here. To see the full list of who has access to your profile, in that same Manage Organization tab, you can click Supporters. There you'll see some key icons, and you can filter by full admin access or edit Giving Day profile access, and just see who has access to what, and then make any updates that are necessary from there. Okay, so let's go back to completing your organization's profile within your Giving Day dashboard. So the first step is to add your organization's info. This section will prompt you to add in some basic information about your organization, such as that logo, website, and any causes you identify with. Each of these fields are important as they serve a purpose in helping donors find your profile on the Abilene Gives site. Uploading a high-quality square version of your logo will ensure that your visual identity on your profile is recognizable to existing and new supporters. Additionally, entering the top 3 causes that your organization identifies will help donors that are searching for new organizations find your organization. So, for example, if you identify with the animals cause, donors can use our cause-based search to find your organization. Now, curating your story. So once you've filled out the basic information about your organization, you'll move on to the next step of your Giving Day dashboard, which is to add your story. In this section, you'll be prompted to add a cover photo, set a monetary goal, and tell the story of why your organization is participating. And you can do this both through words and visuals. I do want to take a moment to stress the importance of adding a thoughtful story to your Giving Day profile. For donors that are not familiar with your organization yet, this will be their only opportunity to get to know who your organization is and why you're raising funds. So think about testimonies, firsthand accounts from beneficiaries, or perhaps a letter from your president making a personal request for support. These are all great examples of ways to make an emotional appeal to your audience for their support. In addition to using words to share your organization's story, we encourage you to use photos and videos whenever applicable. If your organization cannot use photos of beneficiaries for private reasons, there are tons of free stock images available to help illustrate your story with visuals. The next step on your Giving Day dashboard is one of the most important steps, getting verified to receive donations. Without completing this step, your organization will not be able to receive donations on Giving Day. So there are a few different components to becoming verified, which we'll walk through here. First is state attestation compliance. In order to fundraise on the Bonterra Giving Days platform, your organization must attest to compliance with state charitable solicitation laws. More information about what this means for your organization can be found on your bank account and verification page, but I think internally it's as much as just checking a box. Next, you'll be requested to provide some basic information about your organization, such as legal name, DBA name, and address, as well as banking information for where your donations should be deposited. Additionally, you'll be required to provide information for an organization representative. The organization representative for your organization should be someone who has both admin access to your profile as well as oversight of your organization's bank account. Additional information about who the organization rep should be and what they will need to provide can be found in our help center. When prepping your profile for Abilene Gives, it is important to complete this step as soon as possible as to not risk and don't risk leaving it to the last minute. This is because it can take up to 7 days to fully verify your organization, and we really want to ensure that you have plenty of time to provide any additional information that may be requested in order to become verified to receive donations. So again, I know I've said this a lot, but it's important. You may be required to make some updates in this section once that update required information button becomes available on February 28th. It's essential that if that pop-up appears for you, that you make those updates by April 13th at the latest so that you can accept donations before donatability is impacted on April 16th. When providing this information, you will be doing so directly through the secure Stripe portal. And as mentioned before, Stripe has the highest level of PCI compliance available. Here is a quick overview of what the bank account and verification page looks like with those three major components of verification we just discussed. You can see that state charitable solicitation attestation, your EIN verification, and then bank account and org representative verification. Here's the secure Stripe portal where you'll complete the payment processor verification. We have a robust help center section to answer any questions you may have about the process of setting up verification. So be sure to check that out for additional information. And truly, I know this is one of the big things that you have to, it's a hurdle that you have to jump when you're first starting. And we really are here to support along the way. So please feel free to reach out if you have questions when you get to this section. Okay, the next opportunity you have in your profile is the ability to set up suggested donation levels. So these suggested donation amounts can be tied to a specific program cost or organization expense, and they can help donors visualize the impacts that their gift will have. And don't be afraid to get specific with the amounts. Like, for example, if you're an SPCA and it costs $35.85 to provide vaccines for a litter of kittens, that would make a great donation level. And a cute donation level. But donors will always have the option to donate a custom amount as well. This is just a helpful prompt. Okay, the next step is to add a thank you message. This is a custom thank you message that will be included on your donor's tax-deductible receipt and is the first point of contact from your organization after they've made their gift. Ensure that it is filled out with a personalized thank you message that includes an image or video if possible. Thank you emails will automatically come from your organization's main contact to provide a personal touch for donors. Okay, and the final checkbox on your Giving Day dashboard is to invite peer-to-peer fundraisers. Adding fundraisers means that you are asking your existing supporters to reach out to their networks on your behalf to raise awareness and funds for your organization. This step is optional, but I want to emphasize that organizations that use fundraisers tend to raise more funds on average than those who don't. So each peer-to-peer fundraiser creates their very own page to collect donations, and their totals will roll up into your totals. While each peer-to-peer fundraiser is encouraged to set up their own profile, we do know that perhaps they're not going to have the time or know how to do so. And in this case, we've made it really easy for you to update their profiles for them. So as an admin, you can upload images, you can set a goal, and you can set a story for why fundraisers participate. And then all that fundraiser needs to do is sign up, and their profile will be completed for them. And all they need to do in order to be a great fundraiser is share their peer-to-peer page with as many people as possible. We have a lot of good information available on the Abilene Gives website, all to help you run a fantastic peer-to-peer campaign. So I really encourage you to check out those resources available on the trainings page on the Abilene Gives website and share that with your fundraisers too. Here is an example of a completed peer-to-peer fundraising page. As you can see, the peer-to-peer fundraiser has uploaded a profile image to help personalize the profile. They've set a goal for how much they want to raise on behalf of the organization. And you can see that their progress towards the goal will be tracked up on the top bar once donations are open. Additionally, this fundraiser has entered a custom video explaining why they're passionate about fundraising for the cause, and they wrote a little blurb. Other than those personalized elements, the rest of the peer-to-peer fundraising page is completely branded towards your organization and Abilene Gives. So below this orange square in the screenshot here, the rest of the content will reflect what is on your organization's profile. Okay, during Abilene Gives 2023, peer-to-peer fundraisers raised over $48,000 on behalf of participating organizations. So organizations last year who used fundraising for Abilene Gives raised on average almost 2 times more than those who didn't utilize fundraisers. It's a significant difference, and we hope that that's going to encourage you to make peer-to-peer fundraisers a part of your Giving Day strategy. I really want to emphasize that the lift for fundraisers is very minimal. All they need to do is sign up or accept your invite to sign up, create a GiveGab account if they don't already have one, and their page will be automatically created for them. So they can go above and beyond to customize that page more, make it compelling. But ultimately, all they actually have to do is sign up and then share that link. If they share that with as many people as possible, it can really make a major difference for your organization during Giving Day. So if you haven't been thinking about fundraising, I really, really encourage you to start that conversation internally, as well as check out the resources we have available, because it does make a big difference on your Giving Day success. Okay, in addition to these key steps to setting up your Giving Day profile, we have a lot of additional tools that can help you manage your Giving Day right from your dashboard. So for example, you have the ability to add offline donations to your totals. You can add sponsored matches. You can view your Giving Day donation reports. And from your dashboard, we also have quick access links to webinars, training materials, our Giving Day toolkit, and our help center. Lastly, you have the opportunity to provide external fund numbers to help code donations that come in through Giving Day. You can also add support areas and view your profile as it's being worked on. So as you work through your profile, you can easily view it, check on the progress by selecting the View Your Profile options beneath Other Actions. Once your profile is fully completed and ready to share out to the world, you can use the link within the Share Your Page box to share your Giving Day profile anywhere. You can use the quick share buttons to easily share your profile to Twitter and Facebook. Okay, now that we've walked through everything you need to know about registering and completing your profile, let's take a look at a completed profile. So in this example, the Children's Performing Arts Series, you can see that the organization has uploaded a logo. This provides a quick and easy way for supporters just to immediately identify the organization. And then they've set up those donation levels to help guide donors to make their gift. And they've added an image for every level, as well as a description, so that donors can help visualize their impact. Finally, they used the story editor to customize their story section and then included a great image to help further illustrate their organization's impact. So what's next? Before wrapping up today's training, I want to highlight one last feature to help you take your Giving Day efforts to the next level. Each organization has the opportunity to step up their Giving Day fundraising with matches. Matches are an opportunity for you to secure additional funds in advance of Abilene Gives to help incentivize donor participation on the day of. So, for example, let's say you receive a $2,000 gift from a major donor or a sponsor, and then you ask them if you can use that as a match, meaning that every gift that comes in from an online donor will be matched dollar for dollar. So a donor gives $10 and $10 more are added to your total from that $2,000 until the $2,000 runs out. Alternatively, you could set a goal and create a challenge. So 50 donors. When your organization reaches 50 donors, a $2,000 gift will be added to your totals. These are really good ways to engage your supporters with specific messaging and asks, and especially engage those peer-to-peer fundraisers with these kinds of matches. I also believe that the CFA is going to be hosting a training on matches specifically, so keep an eye out for that. And then just to emphasize how effective matches are for increasing dollars on Giving Day, organizations who had a match last year for Abilene Gives raised on average 3.5 times more than those who did not. So like with peer-to-peer fundraising, we really encourage you to see how you can make matches a part of your Giving Day strategy. And again, a lot of resources on match management within the platform available on the Abilene Gives website. Okay, and then we're getting to the end here, but before we talk about next steps, I do want to take some time to highlight our nonprofit toolkit. The nonprofit toolkit is a really valuable resource for all of your Giving Day needs. It includes communication templates, downloadable graphics, resources for your board members, volunteers, and fundraisers, as well as tons of on-demand training videos to help you prepare for Abilene Gives. We encourage you to leverage these resources as you prepare for Giving Day and feel encouraged to rely on them for your year-round fundraising efforts as well. So our nonprofit toolkit is available in the drop-down menu of the Abilene Gives website. So now that we've covered everything related to Giving Day, what are our next steps? First, take a deep breath, which I could probably benefit from too. I don't know how much breathing I've done through this presentation. This may seem like there are tons of things to do for Abilene Gives, but if this is your first time participating, just take a step back and decide what extra strategies you'll want to take on, if any. You know, I've really made the point to encourage peer-to-peer fundraising. If this is your first year doing that, maybe invite two people, and one of them could be your spouse and the other could be your child, and just encourage them, see what the process is like, and then build on that in coming years. We understand that your role as a nonprofit admin can be overwhelming, and you may be working with limited resources. So we hope that the resources that we provide will help your participation in Giving Day a little easier. Remember that while there are opportunities to secure those match incentives and prizes, you don't need to compete for those. Just do what's within your capacity, and remember that there are always future years to take your participation to the next level. And finally, remember that giving through Abilene Gives may not be the right fit for all your donors, and that's okay. Giving Day is a great opportunity to help take existing donor relationships to the next level, while also taking advantage of an amazing opportunity to get your organization in front of new audiences. It may not be the right fit for everyone, but it is still a great way to nurture certain supporter relationships. Over the next few weeks, take some time to do the following. Follow the Community Foundation of Abilene on social media, and remember to use the hashtag AbileneGives when posting about the Giving Day. Watch your inbox for important emails coming from both Bonterra and the Community Foundation of Abilene. This will be our main method of communication with you as you prepare for Giving Day, and we don't want you to miss out on any important information. If you have others in your organization that you'll be working with on your Giving Day efforts, consider meeting internally to discuss what goals you have for Abilene Gives and what features you're interested in utilizing. Mark your calendars for any upcoming webinars hosted by us or by the CFA. And lastly, explore that toolkit to see what resources your organization can leverage this year. And that is all that I have. So now we can get into a Q&A. Happy to answer any questions. I also want to say thank you so much for joining us all today. I know we went over a lot of information in this presentation, so as a reminder, we are going to have these slides and recording available on the trainings page of AbileneGives.org shortly. And now, yeah, we'll address any questions that you might have. So if you haven't already submitted a question, make sure to find that Q&A box and feel free to submit it now. And thanks, Katie. I see that everyone was in the chat answering stuff throughout too. See a question from Chris here that Katie is typing away to respond to now.
I can answer that live, Rory, since we're waiting on other questions to come in.
Okay.
The question was, if you are pending on a 1023 approval, can we still register or do we need to wait? If you have some pending information that you need in order to complete registration, you can still submit your registration form via the website, even if you are still pending on or waiting on some additional information. So submit that registration via the steps that Rory laid out earlier in the presentation, and then update your information on your dashboard as soon as it's ready. The Abilene Gives team is utilizing an approval process. So your status, your registration status on the Giving Day dashboard will show as pending, and they will be reviewing those profiles, those submissions throughout the registration period. And once you have all of your updated information, you will be able to be hopefully, fingers crossed, approved by the organization.
Yeah,
long story short, submit your registration via the website.
Yeah, you can that way start building out your profile's content, and then when you're ready to submit all of that verification stuff, you can do so. Just make sure to do that as soon as you are able to and before early giving begins on the site. Okay, well, I see that the participation list is slowly dropping down, but we're here to stick around and answer any other questions that come up. And if anyone on the CFA team wants to share any additional information, please feel free to jump in as well. But as people are leaving, I do, again, just want to say thank you. We really appreciate your time, and we're so excited to be working with you and supporting you during Abilene Gives this year. Yeah, very excited to see how we can build upon last year's success. So really appreciate everyone coming and learning. Okay, Elizabeth, once we are approved, do we need to copy the profile from 2023? So actually, you can copy the profile as soon as you go into your dashboard and you've completed your registration. And actually, I encourage you to do that. Just get started as soon as you can. You also can wait until you are approved, but you don't need to. That ability to copy over your profile is available as soon as you've registered for the organization. I hope that helps, Elizabeth. Let me know if you need any more details there. And thank you, everyone. Okay, we'll hang out for a few more minutes. Ooh, Emerald just said only 80 more days until Abilene Gives. Hashtag true story. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Give it a couple more minutes, see if any other questions come in, but our participation list is dropping. So give it one more minute. Judy, good question. How do you get people to participate in peer-to-peer fundraising if they don't do Facebook or Twitter? Honestly, I think the most effective way is directly reaching out to the people that you want to fundraise. So whether that is, and actually, if you want to clarify here, if you mean like giving to peer-to-peer fundraisers, like how they'll raise money, or if it's just a matter of like those fundraisers signing up to participate. But I think directly ask the people that you want to fundraise for you. And then those fundraisers, once they're raising funds on your behalf, should also directly reach out to people. I think taking their link and emailing it to a bunch of people, texting it to a bunch of people, you don't need to be engaged with social media to be an effective peer-to-peer fundraiser. You really just need to have connections with people and a willingness to share out your page. So don't feel like that is a restriction at all. I think that you can still make a major impact on the giving day just by sharing that peer-to-peer profile in any way that you can. And thank you, David. Okay, we'll give him one more minute here. And then, yeah, these slides, this recording, everything will be up on the website for you to review. And please reach out to us, to the CFA team, to our customer success team, if any questions come up. We're really here to support you through every step of the way. Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions, so I'm going to very slowly start closing our session here. Finally, again, I just want to say thank you. Really appreciate your time, and I hope everyone has a great Friday and a wonderful weekend. Thanks, y'all.